Dogs like you because you are short and hairy.
Dogs are the Steve Shinney of the animal kingdom. If you could put a baseball cap on a dog, you could not tell them apart.
Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's gonna get bumpy.
Jason, I met a racist dog.
Okay, I've heard about slut birds. How's a dog racist?
It didn't like white people.
Okay. We're not going to go into that.
No, we are.
I mean,
because that's the whole story.
Okay. Dog didn't like white people. Dog probably has good feelings about the United States in general right now. Dog is woke, but dog is still a good boy.
Oh, now you need to check your privilege there and your assumptions. It was a girl dog.
Oh, you had to do that, didn't you?
A real bitch, if you know what I mean.
That's not the use of that phrase. We do know what you mean, because yes, bitch means female dog. But you had to... Okay, moving on.
So, I go to many a party where I am in the minority. Most of our friends are Chinese, so usually when we get together, there might be one other spouse who's Chinese, or a couple kids that if you put them together, they count as one Chinese person and one white person. That would be my kids. So at this party, and one of our friends, who is Chinese, brings her sister's dog that she's watching. And it was this beautiful Great Pyrenees sheepdog, fluffy hair, and she was tied up outside because she wasn't a house dog and they didn't really know what to do. So she was outside in the shade and the kids were bringing her snacks and water and stuff and having a great time. Now, I pride myself on very few things, but dogs love me. That's how I know I'm a good person, Jason. I have never met a dog that just wasn't instantly enamored me. We connect.
I have a theory as to why that is, because I know that dogs hate me, but I'll let you tell your story, and then I'll tell you why dogs like you and they hate me.
Well, my theory is I think they know that guy will eat stuff off the floor too, so, we've got that in common.
You're getting there.
And my wife has seen this. She's seen me interact with 1,000 dogs. Because, every time I see a dog, I'm still trying to get my wife to think they're a good idea. So I go up and I interact with that dog. And they love me and I love them. And it's wonderful. And there's just like joy brought into the world by my interaction with the dog. So I go up to the dog. And this dog who has been playing with all the kids and coming up and getting pats and snacks from all the other adults, all of whom were Chinese, takes one look at me, furrows her brow, lets out two big warning guard dog barks, and then runs away until the chain won't let her go any further. And I'm just like, what the heck? This does not happen. So my daughter's like, what did you do? I'm like, I didn't do anything. The dog just doesn't like me. She's like, I got this, Dad. She goes in the house and she brings out a hamburger. And she's like, here, feed the dog this. I'm like, smart girl. We will get this dog on side here. And so I fed the dog. So first, I held out the hamburger, and the dog would have nothing to do with it. So my daughter took a piece of the hamburger from my hand, gave it to the dog. The dog tried it, and was like, okay, well, at least I know this white guy ain't trying to poison me. Let me go investigate further. So she would eat the pieces of hamburger that I gave her, and then as soon as she's done, she just leaves it again and starts barking at me again. And it blew my mind. And my wife's like, that's really weird. I've never seen a dog not like you. Yeah, I don't know what that was. And then the one other white guy there goes out and has the exact same interaction with this dog. And we're just sitting there like, this dog has heard some things that may or may not be true about us.
So what, like you're trying to introduce the dog to hashtag not all whites?
Kind of. I mean, I don't know if you know this about Great Pyrenees. They come from France. Their fur is white. Anything we should be blamed for, they were right there with us.
It's becoming clear now why you've been looking into foreign policy recently. So you have justification for this damn dog that snubbed you.
So I called it out, and I'm just like joking. Like, I'm really not upset. I get it. Dogs sometimes don't like people. but everyone else is like, no, I think it's because you two are the only ones here with beards. Dogs don't like beards. I'm like, all dogs have beards. What are you talking about?
A dog is nothing but beard. Just mouth and fur.
Why do you think we get along so well? Game recognize game.
Again, getting closer to why dogs like you.
And so, like, they refuse to accept that it could be that. Someone tried to blame it on my hat. I'm like, the other white guy ain't wearing a hat. It ain't the hat.
It's the weirdest game of Guess Who now. Nope, can't be that. He's not wearing a hat. Smack him down.
So, it was kind of the running gag. And then, like, a couple days ago, after the party, my wife got a text and like, our friend had some other white people over and the dog hated all of them. I think you're right. I think the dog is racist. And these were young men and young women. None of them had beards. They were both. It's just, I think the dog only likes Chinese people. Doesn't trust the rest of us.
Okay. I mean, again, if it's around Chinese people predominantly, then that's understandable. And also, it's 2024, and you have to understand that the dog is now more evolved than we are, and it's just learned that, white people in general probably shouldn't be trusted.
But we have hamburgers, Jason.
Okay. Yeah. We have enticements. Here, come get this, and we'll be good to you. Haha, you fell for it. Now you're mine forever.
I have never once said to anyone, haha, now you're mine forever. Except for my wife after I tricked her into marrying me.
Okay. Was she suspicious, troubled by white people before that?
I don't think I can tell those stories without her permission.
I'm just saying, it's a pattern. I also want, I do, okay, since you're done, I have to return to the why dogs like you. Dogs like you because you are short and hairy. You are a dog.
I know.
Okay.
Look, this is not news to me. I know why dogs like me. Dogs are the Steve Shinney of the animal kingdom. They're hairy. They like getting dirty. They like rolling around. They mostly think about food. They will be fiercely loyal to whoever is nice to them. We're basically the same thing. If you could put a baseball cap on a dog and it would stay on there reliably, you could not tell them apart from me.
I want to test that theory out. I want to tousle the hair of you and a dog with a hat on. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? It's like, I really can't tell the difference.
When I was playing soccer, this was probably my sophomore year, the coach came up behind me and we were in in a huddle, and he's like, guys, gotta be like Steve. He'll take the ball from his mom if I asked him to. And he just kind of rubbed me on the back of the head like a dog. And I'm like, I would fight a boar for you, boss. Point me at that other team. I'm ready to go. We're bonded. Scratch right behind the ears and I am yours.
Fiercely loyal. And won't pee on your leg. Most times.
I can firmly say the only leg I've ever peed on was my own.
Okay, well, that's something, I guess. Not really anything useful, but that's something. And back to myself, I think it's the height. I think it's probably the height that scares them, and I'm not around dogs. As a kid, I grew up around dogs. Like, we always had a dog. We had a couple of dogs that died sadly. One ran away. I don't know where that dog ended up. The other one died crossing the road. I believe they told this story about me and my brother playing basketball across the street, and our dog wanted to come join us. So he ran across the road and was hit by a car right in front of us. That sucked. So, but I grew up around dogs. I love dogs. They're easily, my favorite. Wish I had one as a pet now. Just haven't for whatever reason. But at some point, the dogs started passing word to each other that there's something about me that they don't like. And they've all decided not to give me a second chance. And once we moved to this neighborhood, there was a time when, everybody has a dog. There's constantly people walking dogs up and down the sidewalk, which is across the street from us. It's not too far, but it's across the street. So I'm walking up the sidewalk. I think probably after taking my daughter down to the bus, or maybe my son, whatever it was, walking up the sidewalk and there's somebody walking their dog, and I'm just like, okay, I haven't petted a dog in a while. Maybe this one, these will say like, oh yes, new neighborhood, love this guy. He loves to, scratches the good spots, and oh, thank you so much. And so I say hi to them and go to pet the dog, gently, like jumping on a dog, because, they don't necessarily like strangers. So you don't know. So I just kind of nudge closer. I'm like, smell my hand, make sure I'm okay before I go to like scratch your ear, because I'm really good at that. And do that. And it kind of sniffs, and it is doing the quick sniff of just like, oh yeah, I'm going to check you out. Yeah, you're cool. And sniff. And then kind of backs up. And the next thing is just, it's just like right in my face. I'm like, oh God, okay. And I mean, it's like they're pulling back on the leash as it's like lunging towards me. I'm like, okay, still bad. Don't know what you guys told each other, but it's not true. I'm running back up to my house, lock the door, like we can never leave again. Or I can't.
There's dogs out there.
Go get groceries for me and bring them to the house. I'll be watching out the window like a creeper.
I love how, in your mind, this is because you're tall. Clearly, no tall people in the world get along with dogs.
I mean, I'm tall and I'm new. How about that? Once you're tall and you've earned the respect.
You see women, you put that they must be over 6 foot too many times on your thing, and then everyone over 6 foot thinks they're God's gift to the world, and their height is the only thing anyone ever notices about them. Maybe they've listened to your podcast, Jason. Dogs have very good hearing. Maybe they just know you are dumb.
Okay, I'm sorry. Most dogs are dumb. I'm going to be one of them. That would put me in your category. You're short and hairy, and I'm stupid. What is there not for dogs to like?
Because the reason that dogs are part of human society is from a very early biological time, or archaeology. A very long time ago, we learned that if we worked together, we could survive better. And so dogs not only ate us, but they also helped us realize the important truth of nature, that the weak must be culled. And you, sir, are the weak. You're dragging down society, and they know it. Me, I'm good for the survival of the gene pool. Look how much beard I have. I don't know.
I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, it sounds like you're aiming to have sex with the dog.
No? They just know that
if you're good for the gene pool, that means you are a suitable mate.
How do you think we have so many dogs that can do... Like, we have dogs that will fight a bear. Like, we have been able to selectively breed them. They've been doing the same to us. Think of 101 Dalmatians. How did those two people get together? The dogs are like, hey, we should put these two people together, and then it's gonna breed a whole generation of people who love Dalmatians. Let's get this eugenics going.
Okay, yes. If, for whatever reason, you are getting your dog and human their interactions, if you're getting that from 101 Dalmatians, then yes, the dogs are controlling us.
They're not controlling us, they're just gently guiding us to where we need to be.
Okay, they're the Watchers from the Marvel Universe.
Exactly. But they do interfere.
Well, they have to. We're too dumb. We just ruin it ourselves. They have to constantly interfere.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.